What's good, YouTube, man? Honestly, I don't know if this video is gonna be long. I don't know if this video is gonna blow up. I don't know what this video is gonna do. I know my channel is based really on 2K, but I play a lot of video games, so the title of this video hurts. It really hurts. I like playing, racing games. I like playing Call of Duty, single player games. I like playing 2K, Madden, just anything basically, man. I like playing a lot of games. So me making this video hurts, and by the title alone, you're probably like, there's no way this dude's telling the truth, right? There's no way there's evidence that, video gaming is getting worse. Not the community of video games, like not the popularity of video games, but the video games themselves have just been getting worse. And this is, to me, a fact. I have tons of, proof, evidence of why video games are getting worse in general. And it's not a 2K thing, it's not a Madden thing. It's an everything thing. It's all developers are doing a horrible job of releasing products, right? So I'm gonna share with y'all my reasoning to why video games are getting worse and why they're declining as we speak. So make sure y'all subscribe, make sure y'all like the video, share the video, turn on the noties, comment. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Obviously, I love interacting with people in the comments, so let me know what y'all think in the comments. I respond to basically every comment. So let me know what y'all think about what I'm saying. If you believe it, if you think I'm lying, if it's false, whatever, man, just let me know. So this does hurt for me to say, but yes, video games are declining. First reason why video games are declining is the lack of competition. So for example, what I mean by lack of competition, 2K has not the exclusivity rights, but they basically were the lead front for the NBA to make NBA games. Madden has the exclusivity rights to the NFL, meaning they're the only company, or EA is the only company that can make Madden games, basically NFL games. So 2K, they do not have exclusivity rights to the NBA. NBA Live can now make basketball video games too, but at one point EA stopped making games. So EA stopped making games. They stopped making basketball games, is what I'm talking about, like sports games. They just stopped making them in general. Only thing they were making was FIFA. That's all they were making was FIFA. So since 2K now is the only one making basketball games, it's simple. They could put out any product you're gonna buy. If you want to play a simulation basketball game, quote unquote, you have to play 2K. So what helped 2K explode to what it is, quote unquote, now, a lead game for next gen and stuff like that, was because EA, when it comes down to live, is nowhere to be found. They made a few games here and there. 16, NBA Live 16 was trash. 19 was all right. 18 was trash. I think their best live game was 10, NBA Live 10. I think their best current gen game was NBA Live 19, but that game was still trash. I mean, they had women dunking on men, and like, it was just such an arcadey game. It wasn't real simulation. So yes, women could dunk like men in the game. They had dribble moves like men. Like, that's not the purpose of the WNBA. It's to separate them and play in their own league. Like, that's the whole point. It's not, if I want to make a female character, I want to play in the WNBA. I don't want to be playing park, dunking on people and stuff. Like, it's just not it's arcade. Like, it's not simulation. So lack of competition when it comes down there. 2K could literally drop whatever they want. I mean, they picked up on VC in 2K13. 2K13 was the very first year that you could spend money on VC, actual real life money, virtual currency. They released microtransactions. The prices have not changed. I believe they're the same price they've been since 2012. That's when 2K13 released. So that was the very first year you could buy VC. The coincidence with that is the year before, 2K12 was, non-VC. It wasn't VC, which came out in 2011. NBA Elite 11 came out in 2010, but they never actually dropped it. So they knew, oh, while we're developing our game, EA isn't dropping the game. So they didn't drop a game in 2011 at all. EA didn't drop a basketball game at all in 2011. They dropped Elite 11 in 2010, and it never really dropped. Like, there's very few copies in the world of that game. 2K then said the following year in 2012 that we can basically do whatever I want. So what's the coincidence that, oh, we're gonna drop VC now? When there's no competition, the only way I can upgrade my players is if I buy the game and also spend another $50 on my player. So basically I have to spend $110 to have a fully maxed out player. Not to mention, I still have to grind him to get badges, pay for badges and stuff like. What's the coincidence when it comes down to that? So yeah, it's lack of competition with them for Call of Duty. Call of Duty, to me personally, produced their best Call of Duty, Black Ops 2, in 2012, I believe. Yeah, 2012. It came out in 2012. That was, to me, arguably the best Call of Duty. Yes, it had microtransactions in it. Yes, you had to buy maps and stuff like that. But at the base core game, it was the greatest Call of Duty, to me, of all time. That's where I really fell in love with Call of Duty at, was in Black Ops 2. That's just my personal opinion. Other people may say Black Ops 3, which was littered with microtransactions. People could say maybe 4 of them. I don't know. But a lot of people don't remember this. Battlefield released their best game the following year. So you have Black Ops 2, arguably one of the best Call of Duty's best shooters ever. Then Battlefield 4 comes out the following year, and then they make the best shooter, arguably one of the best shooters ever to come out, especially for them. That was by far their best Battlefield game ever. I mean, that's simple, man. They released their best Battlefield game ever with Battlefield 4. That's not even an argument. So after that, Call of Duty then releases their War Squad, which was Ghost. You know, Battlefield takes a year off, and then they release it the following year, so they come out every 2 years. Then after that, Call of Duty then releases, to me, their second worst Call of Duty ever with Advanced Warfare. Advanced Warfare was the most microtransaction game, to me, in history. I mean, literally, they had drop rates of weapons. You had to open supply crates just over and over and over. It was just a chance that you may get the Obsidian Steed, the HBR, or whatever the weapon was that was super strong, that had a damage buff and just slightly small fire rate, but it was so strong and so accurate. It was just crazy. It had such a small drop rate that you would just constantly spend money just to make sure, you know, you got that weapon. You really want that weapon, because that weapon, or those few weapons, were better than every other weapon. So if I didn't have that weapon, I was at a disadvantage. I mean, it's just progressively getting worse. Then we get to Black Ops 3 for next gen, because that was a lead next gen game for the Xbox One and stuff like that, littered with microtransactions. Absolutely littered with microtransactions. We get back to EA, we talk about FIFA, littered with microtransactions. The My Team version of FIFA, just microtransactions all over the place. And that leads me to number 2, microtransactions. So when we talk about microtransactions, they are the big source of money for companies, for game developers, for just big publishers and stuff like that. That is where their money lies. When Fortnite came in, which is arguably, Fortnite just, it is what it is. It's arguably the greatest game of all time. When Fortnite came out, they dropped the Battle Pass. The Battle Pass gives you, there's a free one. You don't even have to pay for it. But the Battle Pass, if you spend $10, gives you a bunch of costumes, a bunch of wraps, a bunch of skins. Also, when you buy it, you have to upgrade that Battle Pass so it keeps you playing. Fortnite set the tone for what people do today. Every major game basically has a Battle Pass. I mean, it's just, you spend $10, you grind up that Battle Pass, you stay on the game. It takes a little minute for you to finish that Battle Pass. They give you 50 to 60 days to finish that Battle Pass. So you're sitting there grinding. You can, finish that Battle Pass, and it take you a couple weeks if you're a hardcore gamer, probably. If you're just a casual gamer, it may take you up to a month to do it. So about the time they give you, if you're playing a few hours here and there, it'll take you a while to get it. So that Battle Pass set the tone for, microtransactions today. The only time you have to spend money on the Battle Pass is the very first Battle Pass that comes out for that game, because they put it into the system where in that Battle Pass you get your tokens back, basically. So the $10 you spent, you can earn that plus more in the Battle Pass, so you will be able to continuously buy Battle Passes without spending any more money. That's what a lot of people do. So if just say there's 10 million people that are playing Call of Duty or Fortnite, take a pick. and they all spend $10 on the battle pass because you obviously can't game share it, that's 100 million. This is simple. You just add another zero to the 10 million. That's $100 million just off them buying the battle pass alone. And you know people are gonna buy more, you know, stuff in the store. You know people are gonna buy even more COD points regardless of them getting, you know, the COD points. You know people are gonna buy the entire battle pass plus actually buying the battle pass. So you spend, you know, $10 on the battle pass, then you can spend another, you know, $100 to completely fill out the battle pass. So just say a 16th of that 10 million people that play Call of Duty spent $100 to fill out the battle pass. I know all the content creators do. If you're a content creator, you're gonna fill out that battle pass. So that's just it littered the game with microtransactions to get you to spend more money, and that's their main goal. I mean, the big thing right now in Call of Duty is skill-based matchmaking, and skill-based matchmaking is based around having the Timothys and people like that don't want to play in tough lobbies and stuff like that. They just want to chill and stuff and play in their skill group. That's what skill-based matchmaking does. It puts you in a skill group of your own, or maybe people similar to you, a little bit higher, a little bit lower, and you don't, you know, get random matchmaking. You just play in your skill group, and that is to keep people on the game. If I see that I have a low KD, but I feel like I'm doing good, like if I'm not stressing, I'm not tripping, and I'm dying to people that are my skill level, and me not actually knowing that I'm actually trash at the video game, I'm probably going to continuously play it. I'm going to think I'm really good at the game, and I may try to get better, but I don't know that I'm getting better because I'm still playing people in my skill level. So it's not like I see people, oh man, this guy's amazing. You don't see that. So yeah, that's really what microtransactions does, man. It keeps you in the game, and they don't really care about the game because they know that, oh, this is Call of Duty. You're gonna buy the battle pass. I mean, Warzone, you're gonna buy the battle pass. Fortnite, every season there's a new season, you're gonna buy the battle pass. There's no question about it. They already know this. So regardless of what they drop, I mean, people, I mean, they're gonna buy it. So they don't really care about that. And what I mean by they don't really care, microtransactions like a competition kind of go together, but this also goes with it is the exclusivity rights. Very few games have this because a lot of other games are original, but this is more for sports games, right? I don't see really any other soccer games other than FIFA, so they may have the rights to all those teams. I don't know, but I know for a fact Madden is big with this. EA is big with this. The exclusivity rights to the NFL. The NFL has a contract with EA to produce a certain amount of games throughout a certain amount of years under their name only. They're the only company that can use the NFL players, coaches, anything like that. They're the only company that can do that. So Madden, if you look at it, which I may or may not have gameplay, I probably will have like little clips or whatever showing you that Madden really hasn't changed. Even if you look at from next gen to current gen, I mean, shouldn't we be expecting a big jump? I mean, the game looks the exact same. I mean, I don't see how you could say that this is a next gen improvement or this, that, and whatever. I don't see how you can come up with excuses of how this is an improvement to next gen. If anything, it's gotten worse. The game is so bugged out and disgusting. It literally makes you want to question, how are these people even hired for a job? People that develop this game, like, it's bad. So when you have exclusivity rights, this gives people the ability to produce whatever they want, because they know if you want to play an NFL game, you have to buy Madden. You have no choice but to like my game. That makes no sense. And this mostly caters to only Madden, because I believe them and FIFA, maybe, I don't know, don't quote me on it, I believe them and FIFA are the only ones that could come out with like real life actual players in the game, video games. Like, I think they're the only ones. I'm not sure. I don't know any other. Oh, also MLB. I forgot about the MLB. The MLB has exclusivity rights, but it's a PSN type thing. Like, it only drops on PSN. So there's multiple other baseball games. I don't know if they can use actual players, but I believe that the MLB also has exclusivity rights when it comes down to the PSN and the show, like whoever makes that. So yeah, I think those are the ones. I know back in the day there was like 2K. 2K, I believe, made a baseball game or something like that. But it goes back to exclusivity rights, which brings down the competition level. I mean, there's no competition. I mean, Madden, literally, EA, Madden, they literally have no competition. So it's pretty bad when it comes down to that, man. And then that goes to also number 4 on this list, I guess you can call it, of why video games are getting worse. Honestly, man, the investors, the big wigs, the The people that really are the CEO of the companies and stuff, they just force these game developers' hands. For example, in Call of Duty, there's certain developers that actually don't support skill-based matchmaking and wish they could go back to old pub stumping and stuff like that, but they can't, because skill-based matchmaking is what allows them to make so much money. When we look at, Take-Two, they like that people have to spend a bunch of money on VC. They like that when we drop this update and we break your build, that you have to make another build. They love stuff like that. So it forces people like Mike Wang, who has a big say-so in gameplay development for 2K, to make a trash game. It's just a fact. Like it forces people like Vandahar for Call of Duty to make a trash Call of Duty game. And it's just, microtransaction is big, man. People putting money into a company is huge. They want to be able to know that when I put this money into this company, that you're going to make me more money. Not that the game's going to be successful. For example, Cyberpunk, they want to know, how can you make me money? They probably don't even play video games. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't even play video games with people that really invest into these companies. They just see that, you're going to make me money, so I want to know how you're going to do that. Okay, how we're going to do that is we're going to put a ton of microtransactions in the game. Or we're going to produce a game that everyone's hyped for and it be absolutely bugged out, and we don't even show you gameplay of it on the Xbox One. Or we don't even show you gameplay for it on the PlayStation 4. So you buy the game and now you can't even play the game that you spent $60 on, nor can you get a refund on it, because the big companies are going to deny you the refunds because of their quote-unquote policies and stuff like that. So it's just, money is amazing. Like, even if you have money or don't have money, when you get money, it feels good. When you can tell when somebody, is happy about having money, man. You can literally tell when people are just moving different, as we say. So when people talk about money, it's really about how you can make me more. When I give you money, I want to know how you gonna make me more. Like, and that's all they care about. They don't care about the product. They don't care about doing grimy, dirty things in the gaming community to get you to spend money and get these kids to spend money. I mean, it's just bad, man. And then this also goes to the player base that accept this stuff. I mean, you can't accept that. Like, you have to talk about it like I'm doing. You have to, put out content going against it. You have to, try to get that refund. Keep blowing up PSN until they finally give you that refund. You can't just take it and suck it. Basically just suck all these people off because you feel like you owe them or something. Like, no, you pay for a product. It's like, if I order my food, I want it to be right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to get bad food. I mean, that's going to make me not want to go to your restaurant or store again. It's going to make me complain and talk about how bad your stuff is to get other people not to go. And I'm just not about to sit there and take it and be like, man, like, yo, y'all really screwed me over, but, I'm going to come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want y'all to, keep feeding me BS because I'm going to keep sucking it. So it's like, man, y'all have to say something. And that's my whole thing. Yes, video games have gotten worse. Yes, investors have a big say-so in game development, which they know nothing about. Exclusivity rights is a big thing. Microtransactions is the root of all evil. And lack of competition, is a big thing too. If there's no competition, I can do whatever I want. You have no choice but to either buy it or don't. It's not like you can go to someone else and feed them money and hurt my pockets. So yeah, to answer the questions, video games have gotten worse, and those are my reasons to why video games have gotten worse. I mean, COVID plays a part into it also, but how many games have been, in development before COVID? So the base of your game is basically developed before COVID really even hit. For example, Cyberpunk, I mean, that game was announced back when I was in middle school. So it's like, yo, why do you produce such a trash game 7-8 years later? Like, that's not an excuse. COVID's not an excuse. Just working conditions aren't an excuse. Like, you've had so long to make that game, and I wasn't even really hyped for the game until I saw how it looked on current gen, basically saying that when I get next gen, it's gonna look even better. Come to find out, it actually does not look that good on next gen. It looks the best on PC. So if I would have known that, I would have just bought it on PC because I have a PC. But then again, it doesn't matter because my game is still gonna crash. So it's no excuse that you produce such a bad product, man. It's bad looks for all these companies. I've given you my reasons why video games have been declining. I've given you my reasons why video games have gotten worse. And if you agree with me, let me know in the comments. Maybe you disagree, let me know in the comments. It is what it is, man. I feel like companies can do way better. The better games came out when there was more competition and less gamers. There were less gamers 10 years ago, but the games were better. There's more gamers. Wouldn't you want to produce the best game possible to keep the game community growing? I mean, there's no excuse for a game like NBA 2K21 that has came out on next gen. That's supposed to be a lead front video game for next gen, only pulling 6K viewers on Twitch. That's sad. That's honestly disgusting. There's no way Fortnite can maintain the strength and the viewership that they've maintained for so long, and you just sit there and be like, you know what, we're not even gonna try to do some things. We're not even gonna go, hit them up and be like, what did they do to make such a great video game? Fortnite has honestly set the tone for what video games should be, and game developers, game publishers, they don't take their pattern and they don't learn. Call of Duty's doing the best with Warzone. They did it. I mean, as much as we hate Call of Duty and the newest one that just came out, Cold War, they did good in Warzone. I've had my moments where I used to stream Warzone. Like, I honestly, genuinely enjoy Warzone. They released a good battle pass. You get the weapons for free. You didn't have to pay for it. And if you bought the battle pass, you can get one for free the next time. And then the next time, get one for free. Constantly get free battle passes by just leveling up your battle pass. And they give you ample amount of time. The only problem with Call of Duty is tons of microtransactions, 1. 2, skill-based matchmaking. And 3, every time they update their game, it's broken. Like, they just pushed out an update the other day, you can't even play the game. So it's like, man, we got to do better when it comes down to producing video games. COVID is not an excuse. COVID is on its way to being out the door with these vaccines and stuff, so that's not even an excuse. So I mean, we've been dealing with it for months, so I'm not trying to hear the excuse of COVID. Yes, it's an important problem that we have, but that's not an excuse, man. To me, it's not. You produce video games under worse conditions with less technology than what you have now. I mean, I'm sure y'all have top of the line PCs and just top of the line everything at home versus at the studio. So yeah, man, that's really it for this video. I give you my reasons why. If you agree, like the video. If you don't, tell me why you don't in the comments, man. I want to know y'all's reasoning behind why you think video games are getting better or you don't think they're declining. So yeah, man, that's really it for the video. I don't know if it's gonna be a long video because I have to edit it, but if it is, it is. If it's not, it's not. So yeah, man, I appreciate the love and support. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, share the video, and let's start a discussion on why video games are getting worse or they're getting better. Let me know in the comments, man. Until next video, I'm out.